Victorian England, 1886. A German barque set sail down the Mersey, crew working hard on the deck to get the big mainsail aloft. She then headed out into the Irish Sea on a long voyage to Ecuador in South America. The ship was named Mexico. 4 days out of Liverpool and still in the Irish Sea, the Mexico was caught in a strong westerly gale. With the ship and the crew unable to cope with the giant waves, the Mexico was washed ashore on sandbanks by Barque. The Southport Lifeboat, Peril, responded with a strong crew of 16, rowed as best they could into the now full westerly gale. On reaching the Mexico on Tagg's Island, Barque, huge seas were now upon both vessels as the Peril attempted to rescue the crew from the Mexico. In a very heavy seas, a massive wave capsized the Southport Lifeboat, drowning 14 of her crew, with 2 survivors, Henry Robinson and John Jackson, were trapped under the lifeboat and had to free themselves. They had even tried to save 4 other survivors trapped under the boat, but were unsuccessful. 20 minutes after the Southport Lifeboat was launched, St Anne's Lifeboat, Laura Janet, was launched with a crew of 11. They got to 2 miles off Southport after battling the storm to reach the stranded Mexico. Sadly, at about 11 AM the next morning, the St Anne's Lifeboat was found ashore, bottom up, with 3 dead crew hanging in the thwarts face down. A 3rd lifeboat was launched from Lytham and rowed in very heavy seas across the Ribble estuary to the Mexico. This was this lifeboat's first and maiden rescue. Her gallant crew rescued all 12 crew members from the Mexico. In total, 27 lifeboatmen lost their lives, 14 from the Southport Lifeboat, Peril, and all 11 from the St Anne's Lifeboat, Laura Janet, in what still remains the worst disaster in the long history of the RNLI. And what happened to the Mexico? She was eventually refloated and returned to service, but sunk in Scottish waters only 4 years after the disaster. 16 women were left widows and 50 children lost their fathers. As an ex-mariner myself, I know what these crews go through to save the lives of others. I was there when the Solway harvester went down in the Isle of Man. We went out looking for it on the Ben McCree. We left Douglas and went back to Douglas. So I know what they do, I know what they go through, I know a lot about the Royal National Lifeboats because I was brought up in Douglas. And that's where they were founded. Now see this everybody, Royal National Lifeboat, 200, yeah, because Sir William Hillary, who founded the lifeboats all them many years ago, this, Douglas, was the very first place that had a lifeboat. So all the lifeboat stations around the UK, everybody, the very first one was here. Yep. Sir William Hillary.
Volunteer crew go to the aid of Strickland, St George, 20th of November 1830.
Yeah. Yes, so this is where the Royal National Lifeboat Institute was formed, here in Douglas, in the Isle of Man. And to these fellows who lost their lives trying to save others from a ship in peril, will never and shall never be forgotten.